The total topic of the month is about HIV. Reason why I'm here with my co-host, Chris Reynoso.
And here with us today, Mr. Belter Reyes. He's a senior CTR specialist. Can you briefly talk about your organization?
ACQC is a based community organization that serves the county of Queens of New York, of the city of New York. We offer several programs for the community, both HIV and non-HIV.
Mr. Anthony Chima, founder, president of the World Mission Foundation AIDS Initiative.
Yes, again, my name is Anthony Chima. I'm the president of World Mission Foundation. Organization was formed 2001, and mission is providing HIV services in the Bronx area and Harlem through testing, outreach, education, information, and reaching out to people in different communities, both African immigrants, African Americans, the Caribbeans, and making hospital visitations, and the emphasis on the collaboration with other CBOs and the NGOs. We're being sponsored by also Black National Commission on AIDS. They fund us to provide special services in the Bronx area. Thank you.
What is HIV? And what is the difference between HIV and AIDS?
Well, HIV stands for human immune virus, whereas AIDS stands for acquired immune deficiency syndrome. HIV is the developmental stage of the virus. Once it develops, and it's been measured or been tested from the viral load or the T cell. Once T cell, when somebody is affected and the T cell is less than 200, it's been determined as having full-blown AIDS. And that is one where you have the word AIDS. Then it moves from HIV to AIDS. So that is the definition.
My next question is directed towards Belter. What groups are high risk of contracting HIV?
According to statistics based both from the CDC and Department of Health of the state of New York, is the youth or the young population and also mature people, age 50 and up. They are the high risk populations at this time.
Okay.
Young people.
Young people. Young people are being given the proper information regarding HIV. They know what it's about. Unfortunately, they are not taking this information seriously. They practice unsafe sex and therefore then become HIV infected. Another factors that are to be taken under consideration is the fact that they also abuse alcohol and or drugs, and the guards are lower, and then they have unprotected sex.
How long does it take for HIV symptoms to show in individuals?
Let's say somebody having a sexual intercourse last night, based on today's date. They will begin to show antibodies for the HIV within 14 days. It's recommended for them, of course, to be tested 3 months after in order to be certain that, in fact, the results will be HIV positive or not, for that matter as well.
So you're saying...
And also, in addition to that, there is no particular period stated that HIV should appear in somebody's body. Some individuals, it depends on your immune system. Some individuals, it could be within a month or 6 months or 1 year. That is why, like my colleague here also said, it's good for people to be tested every 6 months, for us to be able to know our health. So some people might even, contract the virus and it will not show until after 6 months or 1 year. Why? If somebody is feeding very well, not using drugs, not exposing himself or herself to risky sexual behaviors, not living under stress, it takes longer for the virus to appear. But somebody who's abusing drugs, living risky sexual behaviors, stressful life, getting sick once in a while, it's easier. Within a couple of months, like he said, 3 months or 1 month or 6 months, you see it appear.
What is the official period?
3 months.
3 months.
So know, what services does your organization offer for a person who's HIV positive?
ACQC offers a range of services for a person who has tested HIV positive and confirmed. We offer them assistance to applying for a medical insurance. That's first step. This medical insurance called ADAP will ensure medical coverage and payment of medications. We also have services for support groups for that person, depending upon the orientation, sexual orientation of that person. Also, if that person has legal issues, we have a legal department which services them as well, and several other organizations. You can find that information, obviously, at acqc.org in the internet.
Okay, great. And how about your organization, Mr. Chima?
Well, services we provide include some of the stuff my panelists mentioned, but we basically reach out to African immigrants, Caribbeans, and African Americans that lack the education around HIV and AIDS. How do we do it? We do it by having like workshops, seminars, conferences, going to churches, mosques, African organizations. Because why? Africa is a very difficult population to reach in terms of HIV and AIDS. Because of their culture. Our culture is difficult. We're difficult to accept that HIV is a disease. We don't want to expose ourselves in an area where we have to talk about HIV because of the stigma that's attached to it. If you have the virus, you're going to die. You'll be isolated from your community. So we try to use our own people, Africans,
Okay. So
people that look like us, going to our churches, going to the mosques, going to our communities, and they were succeeding in reaching out to those individuals.
So it's good to know that no matter what culture you're in, you're not alone in this process if you were to be tested with the HIV virus.
Yes.
Why is it important to get tested so frequently? You had mentioned earlier that we should be getting tested every 6 months.
If your sexual behavior is at high risk, meaning you having unprotected sex without a barrier or a condom, we urge everyone to test for HIV every 6 months. Due to the fact that you don't know who your partner is or anonymous partners that you have been with sexually or intimately. So therefore, we advise everyone to test for HIV every 6 months, regardless your HIV risk, your HIV status.
Any information that you like to express?
Well, I think what is very crucial is that everybody has to be aware of his or her health. It's very important that we get tested every 6 months. And encourage your family members, your friends, not only your sex partners. You have to encourage your family members, your friends and associates, even at work, to get tested at least once every 6 months. And share your idea, your own feelings, your own experience, so that all of us will continue to live a good health style.
Yes, everybody should be tested. Everybody should go to any health department or community-based organization and get tested for HIV. If you haven't, this is the opportunity to do so. Take advantage of the services that are available in your community. After that, if the test if the test shows that you have been exposed to the HIV virus, you are not alone. We have services available to you to help you go through the process of stabilizing you with the HIV within your body. We start with medical coverage insurance, which is called ADAP. Thereafter, we refer you immediately for medical care, which is important. The doctor will then determine where you're at with the infection, where your T-cell count is, and vital load is at. After that, if you are having emotional reactions to this situation, then of course you will have to we'll have to refer you to mental health services, in this case counseling. This will help you address your emotional reaction to this newly found news being HIV positive or newly found positive.
One quick question: does the person has to be legal to
No.
get insurance?
No.
No, you don't have to be legal to be treated for HIV or AIDS in New York City.
New York State offers everyone medical coverage, regardless your citizenship status.
Could you guys once again mention the website of your organizations so our viewers could
Yes.
maybe after the show follow up
Yeah.
with more information?
Mine is ACQC.org.
Okay.
Okay. And World Mission is worldmissionfoundation.org, and our phone number is 917-855-3507. We are based in the Bronx, and we are receiving funding from the National Black Leadership Commission on AIDS, and we are doing a great job in the Bronx area and Harlem area.
It's a very honorable thing that you both are doing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for being with us.